Hey, welcome to the 5 Minute Quickie. Well, it's not 5 minutes, but it's a seed for a longer, deeper dive into something that I think is quite serious. You see, I get confused. I am confused. Why am I confused? Because every man and his dog, wife, family, relations talk about vulnerability. Bloody vulnerability. It's over-talked. And to me, it starts, and the way they talk about it, it starts too far in. And those who follow that, and when I say follow that, I mean, they go overboard, don't they? And it's embarrassing. They give out so much personal stuff. And it's intense. And it's probably too soon. And it's just too much information. Too much. And it becomes embarrassing because what do you do? What do you do when you hear it? You know, for me, it's like, and I'm a therapist, not their therapist, and I could go into therapy mode, but I think, this is not we might be in a bar, a pub. This is just too much. Sometimes you've only just met the buggers. And it's like, gosh. You see, this is what I think. In reality, when we suffer issues, experiences, they could be large, could be small, doesn't really matter. Inside, we would like other people to know that we are suffering. Because you can't see it, can you? It's not as if you're limping or something like that. It's inside. You're suffering inside, large or small. Could be just anxiety. Could be something massive, and they don't know. And we would like people to know, don't you? You do. I do. I know I do. I feel, I'd love to be able to speak to you, but no. You see, what happens is, I think it's embarrassing to say it. It's embarrassing to let it out, because we've got these things called, like, suck it up, buttercup. You push it down, man up, woman up, get on with life, just get on with it. And then there's old limiting beliefs, those old limiting beliefs that go, well, they'll think less of me. They won't understand me. They just, if I show weakness, that's a real bad thing. And it isn't, by the way. It isn't. But here's the thing. They are all excuses. They're excuses. And you're choosing to use those excuses. And now in my notes, I thought to myself, fuck, that's hard, Cluffy. That's a hard one to take. But I have to take it myself because I do the same thing. And when I look back and I can look at myself in like a meta position, I can say, yeah, you chose to do that. Because who else chose? Who else chose to say those things, do those things, or not say those things? And suck it up. Push it down. We chose. Now, I'm not saying necessarily we chose consciously. I don't think we do. We just do it. Because they're like limiting beliefs. Those limiting beliefs are in there and they just kick off, don't they? They get triggered. So it's unconscious. So it's an unconscious choice. But your unconscious mind is your unconscious mind. It's choosing for you for a wonderful reason. Don't feel very good. Don't feel wonderful. But it's a wonderful reason trying to protect you. And it's given us all this bullshit beliefs. I call them bullshit because we could call them limiting beliefs, but they're bullshit beliefs. And all that self-talk, but it's trying to protect you for your own good. But it's not working, is it? Because you see, this is my thought. You have a thought. You have a thought, Cluffy? Yeah, I have a thought about what vulnerability really is, or could be, in my mind. You see, I think it's more to do with honesty. And that's not being straight with others or not straight with others, It's about something else, which I'll go into in a minute. And that's where we're going to dive deeply into on that longer, deeper podcast, of that episode. You see, I've got a plan. I've also got a process that I think just might make the difference. And what do I mean by that? Well, first of all, let's go back a little bit, rewind. Who is this episode for? The longer, deeper dive. Well, in my mind, it's bloody everyone. You see, it doesn't matter whether you're suffering a little, you've got a little bit of anxiety, you've got a little bit of this, a little bit of that, or you're suffering a lot. Or you're not suffering at the moment, because there's always a time that you might. You see, and I want to deep dive into those beliefs, those limiting beliefs, those suck it up beliefs and all that stuff, and how they're not keeping you safe. How, although it's a wonderful intention to keep you safe, the behaviours and the beliefs and all that BS stuff is now no longer appropriate. It's no longer working. And how do you know it's not working? How do you know? Just have a little think. Have a little think that you know it's not working. And I'll tell you for why. It's because it doesn't feel comfortable. It doesn't feel safe. And if it doesn't feel safe and it doesn't feel comfortable, then it's not working. But we do want to feel safe, don't we? We want to be safe in the world. We want to be comfortable in the world. We want to let go of issues so we can really be safe. We don't want to hide behind these things and keep our issues. We want to let them go. And that's how, in the longer, deeper dive, we want to, in effect, explain to your unconscious mind what it's trying to do is a wonderful thing. However, it's no longer working. Let's find a better way. And you see, it's all about simpleness, simple ways. And we know in simplicity there is genius. Keeping everything in a nice, easy way so we can understand it consciously and our unconscious mind can understand it even more better. We're going to use some lovely, simple steps that work to get you or your friend back from feeling broken. Because we do sometimes, we feel broken, we can feel anxious, we can feel every bloody syndrome in the world. We get depressed, we get, don't want to leave the house, I don't want to meet people, social anxiety in every way, shape or form. And they grow if they don't get tapped, they can grow, they can get more intense. And even if they are intense, we can still work on this. So that's who it's for. And I want you to be the person who you really want to be, who you really are. Let's let this go and be that person. And we can be vulnerable, but in a special way. We can be honest in a special way. I mean, just for a moment, just before I go, if you're suffering a little, if you're suffering a lot, even if you're not suffering, but you could imagine that if you were, just for a moment, take a breath and imagine what it would feel like to be free. To be free of issues and to have the tools to deal with any issues that came knocking on your door. What would that feel like? Just feel it now for a moment. Imagine it. Make it up. Make it up to just get an idea what it would feel like. Because we're showing our unconscious mind, this is a great feeling. And with this great feeling, I could probably do a lot more than I'm doing, and I can do it in a way that creates wonderful results. Then I get lucky. Serendipity comes knocking on my door, and all these opportunities keep coming, and I start to be my real self, my real me. So that's where we're going. That's the seed. So you come back to me, come back to the road. You can keep that feeling as long as you want, by the way. But that's the feeling I'm looking for to start off with. Sowing the seed of what's possible. So if you're in any way. If you're part of everyone, either with a small issue, with a big issue, or no issue at all, but doesn't matter. You never know. It could be a friend you're listening for and looking for. Just get to the next deeper dive and we'll have some fun. Because change can be fun, by the way. Serious fun, but it's fun nevertheless. So come with me on that deeper dive, on the next deeper dive. Come and sit with me for a spell. I love that way. Sit with me for a spell. Sit with me for a change. Come and listen for a change. Because change could be easy. It can be comfortable. So let's do that. Come to the longer podcast, a longer episode where we do the deep dives. Do subscribe, please. Press that subscribe button only because I want you to have that longer episode come straight into that device that you listen to, that you don't miss it. It's always there. And if there's anything that you want to dive into, just send me an email, feedback@personaldevelopmentunplugged.com. That's me, and we'll get into it. So until the next time, my friend, on that deeper dive and all the rest, have more fun than you can stand. And I'll see you, hear you. You'll hear me on the deeper dives. Bye-bye now.
This is Personal Development Unplugged with Paul Clough.
In simplicity, there is genius.
In simplicity, there is genius.